I think it's time we blow this scene. Get everybody in the stuff together. Okay, 3, 2, 1, let's jam.
Alright, hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is Rob here at Smirking Gun Reviews, back to talk more Mandalorian. It's Friday morning, about 7:33 in the a.m. Couldn't even find a listing, a proper listing for this episode on IMDb. There's like no information yet. That's crazy. You'd think that people by now would already have stuff up and running with how popular the show is. I mean, there's got to be 1,000 people reviewing the show. Like, this gets almost no traffic. But that was like completely to be expected. Like, even when I thought about reviewing the show, I was like, you're going to be like a drop in an ocean of people talking about this show. But who cares, you know? So this is chapter 5. Full spoilers if you haven't seen the episode, because we're spoiling it behind me anyway. It's called The Gunslinger. And I don't really have that much to say about this episode, except some little details, mostly. Which, I love this space fight. The space fight's great. We get the old targeting systems. It's a fast fight. It's to the point. We have to set up why he needs to go to Tatooine, or to find a place to get his ship fixed. It is cool that he goes to Tatooine. I also think it's cool that, he hits the brakes, the ship goes past. He uses, "that's my line." And he keeps his helmet on this whole episode, so yay. Just keep him away from the women and he won't have a reason to take the helmet off, I guess. I don't know. But he goes to Tatooine. This is after the Empire fall. And so we haven't seen this, which is kind of interesting. You got the Stormtrooper helmets on spikes. And, it made me realize there's heads in there. Because those are bloody, which was a nice touch. Also, the bar is kind of empty, and we got a new droid working there. Now, is that the same droid that was working in Jabba's palace? I don't know. It would be interesting if that's who it was, because that robot has a history of being a homicidal maniac. But he's looking for work, and there really isn't any now that the Empire has fallen. Man, I got a stuffed up nose. 1 second. Alright, take care of that business. Alright, so he meets this guy. I was looking up his name, but it really doesn't matter. He's like Zac Efron. Let's call him Zac Efron. So Zac Efron, bounty hunter, is your typical, they want to make him appear to be a Han Solo-esque rogue, when really he's just a kind of a been there, done that kind of stock, Zach Morris type of character who's pretending to be a bounty hunter. And he's not interesting. I think Amy Sedaris here as the mechanic is a little more interesting. Some of the writing in here a lot of this reminds me of classic Star Wars trilogy. The writing's not that great. George Lucas, check. And the datedness of some of this is actually really refreshing. Because we spent so much time focusing on how great everything's supposed to look now that it's 2019. But I can kind of appreciate when you can tell, like, the constraints of a budget on a big budget show, where they're throwing money at stuff, but sometimes they go, let's try to hold back a little bit of money. And you can kind of see that here in this episode. There's like a scene where Amy is sitting with the robots that definitely looks green screen. There's a lot of the speeder bike stuff that looks green screen, even though it's cool seeing the old school, Return of the Jedi type speeder bikes. Also, the puppet really looks like a puppet in a lot of shots. And the thing is though, it endeared it more to me. It made me go, they're really going for the practical look in so much of this stuff, that I was fine with it. It didn't take me out of it. In fact, it made me feel like I was watching OG Star Wars again. And that's something that I'm glad that these people making this show are doing. Dave Filoni wrote and directed this episode, so it feels like that. It also feels a lot like the Clone Wars, and I can say that when I talk about the writing. It feels like they're talking to kids, like explaining things in a way that kids understand. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just a little less grown up sounding than a lot of this dialogue than, you know, I would like. But what are you going to do? Especially when with the dialogue around Amy here and the baby. Like, it's very kiddish. She's being very motherly. It just sounds a little too, I don't know. It's a little too cheesy to me. So Zac Efron and the Mandalorian go on this job together. This kid wants to get in the guild. He puts on airs, because of course he does, that he's, oh, I've been in the guild long enough. He's not even in the guild, and he offers to give the Mandalorian all the money from the bounty to find this person named Fennec Shan, who was played by Ming-Na Wen from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. She is such an awesome lady. I met her at C2E2 last year, and she's just great. She's tiny and looks great for her age. She's such a freaking badass fighter on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., so I knew we were going to at least get one good fight in this, and we do. So he offers to give him that whole bounty because she's a mercenary that was hired by people by like the Hutts. You don't just go after her. You die if you go after her, which is fitting for, Ming-Na's reputation for, Melinda May type characters, which is great. So they go out there, he tells her, Amy Sedaris is mechanic, you'll get all your money, you'll be able to pay for the baby too and all this stuff. So they go out there, and we get another little callback to Tusken Raiders. I was like wondering when he was looking through the binoculars he was going to have the Luke Skywalker moment of the... If you know what I'm talking about, that looked really weird otherwise. Because he's like, hey, well, they're right next to you. It's that whole, he's right behind me, isn't he, kind of situation. So they were already there. It's, they like to fool you by putting a couple out there so that, like raptors, put the ones right out there as a distraction so you don't see the ones coming from the sides. So they're there, and for once, somebody actually just communicates with them. They speak in that weird kind of click-click language, so there's like a universal kind of sign language, I guess, they use for these characters. Which is nice to see that somebody doesn't just go, well, we're going to blast past all these guys. Like, this guy his training is extensive to the point of he knows how to negotiate with these guys. So they got to give up the binoculars, which is really another refreshing change of pace. As somebody who knows how to navigate this world without, blasting their way through it. So they come upon this dewback that's dragging a body that's been shot from a long distance. And I like that reaction of his, like, even through the helmet, you could tell his panic of, oh God, I'm out in the open with a sniper around. And so she's, Fennec is way out in the distance shooting from an NK sniper rifle. Not that matters, like it's a real gun in our world or something. And so they have to wait till nighttime to go after her. And now this kid has one cool moment. This kid. Like I said, I didn't even bother trying to remember his name. So, because he's the gunslinger. He's the Billy the Kid of this episode. And, there's plenty of shows that have this kind of character and whatever. But I did like the scene where he's like, thinks the Mando is asleep and he just goes, are you done? He's like, yeah, I'm just trying to wake you up. But they go out tearing ass across the Dune Sea, and they've got flares to block the light, but eventually he gets shot off. And before she can shoot him again, which is really weird, okay, really weird timing, I'll have to call out on this, is that she's going to shoot him again, and this kid somehow was able to get up he turned his bike, so he slowed it down, yet somehow he was able to get up and behind her in that short amount of time to get the drop on her, which I just have to call BS on. Either way, whatever, it happened. We can't go back and change, how they did it. Explain it better. So they get her we get this really nice, short, brief fight showing Ming-Na is able to kick ass even at, like, what, 60? Is she 60? Um, and I know you're not supposed to talk about women's age, so if Ming-Na ever sees this, I apologize for bringing up your age, because you don't look it. So they put her in cuffs, and they've only got one speeder bike, so one of them has to go get the do back to come back and get her out of there. And the kid doesn't want to leave, let the Mandalorian leave with the speeder because he thinks he'll run off with, it's that kind of bounty hunter of logic. So the Mandalorian leaves him alone with Fennec, which I just was like, well, either way, this is going to go wrong because one of two ways, and it was actually the latter. I was actually kind of surprised. This did surprise me. Now, she starts putting it in his head that, hey, the Mandalorian took off with this baby, so why don't you, help me take him down, and you can be a legend with the bounty hunter. And it's very, get in your head psychology of trying to, like, get the guy around to your way of thinking, which was, usually works, where he'd just turn on the guy. But what happens here is a little different, and I didn't see it coming, is he kills her. Or at least he kills her. I don't know by the end of this episode if that's really the end of this or not, but he kills her assumedly and then takes off to find the baby because he's heard about what happened on Navarro. So Mando comes back, sees her dead body, goes back to the mechanic. There's the kid there with the baby and the mechanic. He goes to put his hands in cuffs and he drops a flare. She uses it. He gets the drop on the kid. He kills him. Done. And that's it. He gives her a whole bunch of money. She has a great reaction. Yeah, that'll do. Yeah, that'll cover it, yeah. And she sends the robots to dump him out into Beggar's Canyon. There's a lot of little Star Wars Episode 4 references, womp rats and things like that. And so they take off, and boom, the episode should be over, but somebody has made it to where Fennec's body is, and kneels. We don't see who that is, and I'm not, are we to assume maybe she's still alive, or that somebody's just tracking them that's more dangerous? Could it be Boba Fett? Because they are on frickin' Tatooine. And in fact, just as I was thinking it, that this is not planned, I figured that it's probably Boba Fett while I was saying it. So this could be the Mando versus Mando fight, and it would be an awesome return of Boba Fett. And it would definitely put Star Wars back a little bit more into my good graces, because I was convinced that they wouldn't, if they weren't going to use Boba Fett, it was because they didn't want to pay George Lucas. And that they just wanted to tell their own Mandalorian stories. But if Boba Fett is alive, if they bring him back, they better keep him alive. All right? Don't do no Star Wars, Skywalker saga and kill off a character that people have been waiting to see again since 1983. So, and we've seen him in other things, but I just mean in current continuity. If they bring Boba Fett back, you better keep that guy alive. So, pretty interesting stuff. Some pretty standard stuff. It's not the best episode, but the world building and the ending is pretty cool. And I hope, I'm not going to hold out hope that Ming-Na is alive, but if she is, it'd be really cool. Damn, man, that's really bright, the sand. Probably could have lowered the backlight a little bit more so you guys could see it better. But that's it. That's the Gunslinger. It's alright. And like I said, the good things are that they keep the retro look. They keep it feeling like OG Star Wars. The dialogue is kind of bad. And the kid, I could care less about. But it does move the story along a little bit, knowing that somebody, even more, somebody scary is looking for Mando now and on his trail. And hopefully it is who we hope it is. Boba Fett. So, anyway, if you like this review, please hit the like button, comment, share, subscribe, hit the bell for all notifications. You know, if you're enjoying this, please subscribe to the channel. I would really appreciate it. If you want to donate to the channel, you can find me on paypal.me/smirkinggunreviews. You can find me on Twitter at reviews_gun if you want to follow me and talk to me there. Otherwise, this is Rob at Smirking Gun Reviews saying we will be back next week with Chapter 6. Also, we've got the top 6 Expanse episodes starting today to lead up to the 4th season of The Expanse that's coming out on the 13th. So look out for that later today. Have a great day, and we will see you on the next video. Bye.